What's happening, guys? Today I'm going to give you my top 3 reasons why I think the majority of people can't keep the weight off after losing it. So it's no secret at this point that people lose weight quite frequently. It happens a lot, and it's not really that we have a big weight loss problem in this world. It's that whenever people do lose the weight, they always put it back on. And there's actually a really good research paper called, what is it called? The Impetus for Weight Regain or something like that. I will put a link in the description. You can check it out if you want. But it talks about how the body typically tends to regain weight, and a lot of the not only physiological but psychological reasons as to why this happens. And it really kind of shows that about 95% of people who lose weight end up gaining it back within 3 years. That's a pretty staggering stat, and I wanted to talk about the 3 reasons that I think are the most prevalent reasons as to why. Now, obviously there's more than just these 3, but I consider these 3 to be the biggest factors. So let's get into it. Okay, reason number 1 to me is sustainability of a diet. I think so many people jump onto all these different fad diets and all these diets that they think are going to be the magic solution for them. They don't care how well they can continue to sustain it long term. They're just trying to get the weight off as fast as possible. So they'll do different diets that have huge restrictions on what they can eat, and they end up taking away pretty much all their favorite foods and anything they actually like, and they just eat the same like 7 cardboard tasting foods just trying to lose the weight. And what ends up happening is they just freaking snap over time. Like, yeah, you can do it for a while, especially in the beginning stages when you're seeing really good weight loss. It feels good. You're happy with the results. You feel more energetic. You're getting healthier. You're really motivated by it. But long term, eventually that's going to go away, and eventually you're just going to get really sick of what you're doing. And what typically ends up happening is, well, you can't take it anymore. And what happens? You binge, like you go crazy on the foods that you've been restricting for so long. You keep telling yourself you can't have it, and the more you tell yourself you can't have something, the more you're gonna want it. And eventually there's gonna be a scenario where you're just not gonna have the willpower to stay away from it, and you just go nuts on it. And especially if you feel like, well, I'm just gonna get back on my diet tomorrow, so if my diet starts again tomorrow, I need to get as much of it in as I can right now because I'm not gonna be able to have it again, and you just go nuts, and this cycle repeats. Dieting is a very difficult thing, and there's a lot of things that happen inside the body hormonally, metabolically, that make it difficult to continue to see results, and it's just going to mess with you mentally. And at a certain point, you're probably going to get stuck, you're going to plateau, things are going to get more difficult, and it doesn't quite seem worth the effort anymore. And you just kind of say F it and go back to your old eating habits. But what you've done is you've slowed down your metabolism from the dieting, and the weight comes back on really fast. So when you're dieting, it's a really good idea to make sure that you are dieting in a way that you feel like you can sustain long term. If it's just a short-term solution, if you're only going to do it for X amount of months and then going to stop, you're going to gain the weight back. You have to be able to continue to do it. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to have to eat low calories forever, but it does mean that it needs to be at least somewhat like a typical diet for you. And it's always going to be difficult. We're always going to have to restrict calories, but we don't have to get overly restrictive. Now, reason number 2 for me is because almost nobody reverse diets out of a dieting phase. And most people don't even know what reverse dieting is. I'm trying my best to get as much information about reverse dieting out there as I possibly can, because I think it's such a huge factor in long-term success for people. So that's why you see me doing videos on reverse dieting over and over and over again, because I'm trying to get that information out there. It's just such an important part of things. If you don't know what reverse dieting is, I will probably link something at the end of this video, but long story short, it's where you slowly increase your calories, slowly reduce your cardio, and help put your metabolism back into a better spot without needing to just diet on super low calories again. So if you've been dieting for a long time, your metabolism is going to be suppressed. There's literally no way around this. So after dieting for a long time, your body's going to adapt down to those lower calories, higher cardio, and you're just not going to be able to eat as many calories as you used to be able to do. Between the suppression of your metabolism, between weighing less and carrying around less mass, there's just a lot of reasons why you won't burn as many calories anymore. But that doesn't mean that you have to be stuck on those low calories like I just talked about. You can reverse diet back out, get your calories back up, and be able to roughly maintain. You might gain a little bit of weight, but that's okay. Understand that not all weight is equal either. Some of it's going to be refilling glycogen stores and adding some lean body mass and things like that. But when you reverse diet out, you can put yourself in a position where, okay, now I can maintain my weight on higher calories. And the big problem is, like I just mentioned, most of the time we just get to a spot where it's too difficult to diet anymore and we give up, but you don't reverse diet back out. Like a lot of people will lose 50, 60, 70, even like 100 pounds and then just get stuck and just feel like it's not worth the effort anymore and just completely give up and gaining all the weight back. It's okay to stop with the weight loss. It's okay that things don't work anymore. You're not going to be able to continuously see results forever and just continue to diet and just get there and just be done. It very rarely happens. Most of the time we have to go through multiple cycles of dieting, reverse, diet, reverse to get there, and that's okay. And even if you don't even want to diet ever again, you still want to reverse out so that you can get your calories up. Because say for instance you're maintaining your calories on 1400 calories right now at the end of a dieting phase. If you just jump your calories back up to 2,500 calories and you just start eating like crazy, your body cannot handle that. So you will start gaining weight really fast because you're eating way over your maintenance calories. Remember, your maintenance calories are adaptable. It's not static. All right, so it's going to change. So even if your maintenance calories before were 2,500, they're not anymore. You've got to keep that in mind. So if you just really overeat because you're tired of dieting, you're going to gain it back really fast. But if you took the time and said, okay, I'm done dieting, I don't want to do it anymore, but then took your time to slowly increase your calories and reverse diet out, all right, you're going to be able to at least come close to maintaining it and keep most of the weight off anyway, and get your calories up so you can live a better life and enjoy more food while maintaining your results, rather than just putting all the weight back on and going through this yo-yo style of dieting that most people do. So whenever you're done dieting, whether it's because it doesn't work anymore or you're just tired of it or any other reason you want to stop dieting, there's no wrong reason for it. Just make sure you reverse out. And the number 3 reason for me why most people don't sustain weight loss is because they are only motivated by weight loss. And you have to understand that, like I mentioned, you can't just lose weight forever. Even if you reach your goal, weight loss is going to be done. And most of the time that's not motivating by people. People aren't motivated by just staying the same. We are motivated by results. We feel good when we're seeing process. And when that process stops, when those results stop, it can be really difficult to keep that motivation high and stay on plan. And if you get caught in this cycle of, well, I'm only going to put forth the effort if I'm seeing actual weight loss, eventually you're going to stop and you're going to gain the weight back. We got to get away from that train of thought. It is absolutely worth the effort to continue to put in work. It's worth it to shift phases and maybe focus on something else now. Focus on bringing your calories back up. Focus on enjoying more food. And focus on building some muscle, bringing your calories up and getting stronger and feeling better and things like that. There's a lot of good things that come from reverse dieting and not trying to diet anymore and not losing weight. There's a lot of great things that come from it, but you have to be able to stick to the plan and stick to putting forth effort even if weight loss is not happening. So whether that means because you got stuck and you can't see it anymore, so now you have to take some time off from dieting, C number 2, or it's because you have reached your goal and you're not sure what to do next, or whatever reason, you can't only be motivated by weight loss. If you will only put forth effort when weight loss is happening, you're going to fail. I promise you that. And I don't mean that to sound negative. I don't want it to sound negative at all, but it's just the reality of the situation. It's just not realistic to always see results all the time. It's not going to happen. So we need to understand that we got to always put forth effort. There's no such thing as done. You can never just lose the weight and just be done and just like, I'm not going to pay attention anymore. You're going to gain it back if you do it. So there always has to be some sort of effort. You need to continue to take care of yourself. And research has shown that even without weight loss, regular exercise has a lot of health benefits to it. Even staying the same in terms of actual body weight, there is a lot of health benefits to taking care of yourself and exercising. So we need to make sure that we're thinking big picture and not only thinking about weight loss. And you have to find ways to stay dedicated to the process in some form or another, whether weight loss is happening or not. So I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think there are other reasons? I think there are other reasons, but what would you consider to be some of the bigger reasons besides maybe these 3 as to why most people have a tendency to gain the weight back? If you have any questions, please let me know. Drop them in the comments below. If you like the video, please leave it a like, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time.
Ooh. addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving